Good evening, dear Kenyans. I was seated somewhere thinking about whatever that is happening in our country, and a revelation came to me that right now, with all the hardships that are there, the challenges on the side of the Wananchi, the side of the government, and the side of everyone, you know, if Satan want to attack you and harm you, he pretends to come with solutions to your problems. If you check so well, there is a very strong spirit, and the spirit is coming with a force that you cannot um, you cannot think that maybe you shall stop it in howly, you shall fight it in your own strength of a human being. In fact, it is a strength that needs people to sit down and pray. And remember, my people, the so-called men of God in our country, 90 or 98% of them are greedy men and women. And I can say this without any fear of contradiction. They just involve in filling their stomachs, cheating the congregations, and looking for any ways of getting something to put into their pockets and their tummies. So it's like Kenyans have been left alone to search God alone and to know what to do and how to do it and when to do it so as to save themselves from whatever calamities that are facing them. So as we sit down and decide, maybe it is demonstrations, or as the government sits down and thinks it's now fighting the demonstrators, both sides remember it is not a wonder that there is a spirit which is so thirsty to swallow our blood. And if you're not careful, remember hatred is a weapon used by the devil. Not listening to each other, not having mercy, not being considerate of other people's lives and whatever. Those are weapons used by the devil. If you understand what I'm saying, let us keep off from the weapons that don't come from God and try to use weapons that come from God. You know what? God has all solutions that we need, but Satan has no single solution of all the problems that are facing us. What he has is more problems for us, more deaths for us, and more challenges, and a harder time than what we are going through. So, if you look at countries which did not recognize or discover that it was devil who was in need of their blood, they went off, they went on wiping each other out. And in fact, when they realized it, like Rwanda is a very good example, it is only when they realized it and they kept aside all the weapons that were from the devil and they decided to use weapons that are from God, and their solution came. Today, not that Rwadis don't have problems or challenges, but they have discovered that the weapons they used then will never ever be the right weapons to sort their problems. Kenyans, I may appear to be talking shit, I may appear to be very foolish, but I repeat again, never ever will devil's weapons fight for us and we become successful. Let us sort our issues in a godly way. If you are tired by God, if you feel that God won't sort your problems, I promise you, with all of the fake prophecies that are being laid in these social media platforms and whatever, you are going to face it very, very, very rough. And finally, you'll end up putting down the devil weaponry and come to God when it is too late. Our young men and women, our dear parents, our government, remember, my last and my first word is God, and I leave you there. Think about it. If you ignore this message, I'll also be with you when you suffer, but I'll have done my part. Remember, devil's weaponry will not save you from whatever you are going through, but God has a solution for this. Remember that, remember that, remember that, and obey this word, and God have your solution, and you will find it, and Kenya will be a good country. Go back to God, pray to God, look for solution in the right way. If you decide it is demonstrations, do demonstrations in a peaceful and in a way that it will not affect negatively any other person, because it's not godly to hurt another person. If it is the government side, it is not godly to hurt another person. Let us all seek the peaceful way of doing things and drop our pride. Each side should drop the pride that they have, and God will come to our rescue, and a solution will be found in a very amicable and very lasting way.